Every relationship that lasts has several things in common: a shared commitment towards being together, understanding, honesty, and shared goals. Without these things, a relationship may well just be going on and on. Relationships are very important. When young people become of age, they can start dating each other and share meaningful relationships. This is what will shape their priorities as time goes on. Many of them end up marrying the people they date, while others just keep on dating. According to Pew, 30% of US adults have used online dating. This shows a healthy dating culture in the US. But sometimes, the relationship may not seem like the best idea. You may have other priorities or simply not be ready. But how can you know if you're not ready for a relationship? In today's video, I'll share with you 7 signs you may not be ready for a relationship. If you're new here, subscribe to our channel by clicking the red bell for some awesome videos such as this one. 1. You don't make compromises. This may seem like a no-brainer, but hey, how many people end up ruining their relationships simply because they can't make simple compromises? Quite a lot, I am afraid. People in a relationship will likely compromise to accommodate each other than people not in a relationship. If you're not ready for this, you may not be ready for a relationship at all. If you work 2 jobs and have crazy working hours and you are not ready to make out an hour during the weekend to hang out, it may be difficult for you to maintain a relationship. 2. You like your own space. If you like keeping to yourself and would rather sleep in on weekends than go hang out with your boyfriend, maybe you should put a hold on your dating. Dating generally involves spending time with other people. If you can't afford the time, don't start a relationship in the first place. I mean, who doesn't like the space, right? Being in a relationship means you let someone else in. You talk about yourself and things you like. You talk about your goals. There's actually a lot to talk about. There has to be a conversation around what the relationship will look like, what you both want out of it, and why you guys want to be together. If all this sounds scary, maybe you're not ready. It's okay not to be ready. It's perfectly okay to just want to be by yourself. Many people are still at this stage, and yet they succumb to the pressure to be with someone. Being with someone should be a part of your journey, but not your destination. You deserve to have time to grow into a better version of yourself. When you're young in your career, sometimes work takes up all the time, and if you don't put in the time, you can't go very far in your career. If you're at this stage and you really want to succeed in your career, choose you. No one ever gets it wrong by choosing themselves. When we choose others out of mental coercion is when we become unhappy. When you feel like you are trapped in a situation doing the things you're 100% certain you don't want to do. 3. You have too many goals. I mean, who doesn't? There are, however, people who have very exceptional goals and are always working on them. If one of your goals is not a relationship, you will likely just hurt the person who tries to be with you. What are your current goals? How much are you willing to give to have them all accomplished? If the answer is whatever it takes, you probably should cancel dating for now. Your loved one will always feel they don't come first, and that is something you should not be dealing with when trying to pull off your almost impossible goals. There are ways to work around it, though. You can make compromises, but if those compromises ultimately make you unhappy, you're better off alone. Your goals ultimately benefit others and not just yourself. Think about it. If you become the UN Secretary General through hard work and excellence, you will be invited to chair several non-profit organizations that are doing great work to make the world a better place. Your success ultimately benefits everyone. Don't tie your future to anyone because you are your future. People have gotten married and divorced and pushed on. They don't die because their partners left. Understanding the key role you play in your life will help you make better and more strategic decisions going forward. You may even change your mind about some goals along the line. You don't need external influence when someone who probably doesn't value your goals as much as you do. You don't need external influence from someone who probably doesn't value your goals as much as you do. Sometimes, being alone is the best thing that can ever happen to you. The possibilities of what you can accomplish are limitless. You worry less and don't care about anyone's validation, and you can travel at any time. This makes you more flexible and open to opportunities. 4. You want someone that will make you happy. This is a clear sign that you need to spend more time with yourself than anything else. Happiness is a choice. Hoping that anyone or thing can make you happy is a big mistake. No one can make you happy, and even if they tried, they would always fall short. Humans are not designed that way. When you are happy and complete, you can do things that are conducive to others' happiness. Your expectation that another person should do things to make you happy can actually be a burden to such a person. This can make them detest you. You don't want to have that type of effect on people. Find yourself alone. It is a better way. No one deserves to be an avenue for the expression of frustration. If you are frustrated with your life, deal with it. Don't bring someone else into your life to take it away. It will just make them unhappy and then drive them away. It will not change the situation that you're in. Thinking that you can find happiness in a relationship is actually quite naive. Seek instead a person who shares your ideals and values. That way you can complement each other. In the end, you will be fine. Life is really not that serious. Just don't go into a relationship thinking it's the solution. Practice self-awareness exercise. Use affirmations. If possible, read books that help your personal development and dedicate yourself to becoming a better version of yourself. Identify your passion and pursue it with everything you have got. Before long, you will be successful in your area of interest. When this happens, trust me, you will not go looking for happiness in any relationship. 5. You are unforgiven. The best way to heal from hurt is true forgiveness. It's a pretty straightforward principle, and yet a lot of people don't get it. If you're thinking about a relationship and you haven't got this figured out, think again. People offend each other all the time. If you can't let go of the hurt, you will be unhappy in the relationship, and this will ultimately end the relationship. Why bother in the first place? There are many ways your partner can offend you. Most of the time, they won't even know they are offending you. How you deal with it is critical. Whether you talk about it maturely and explain that you don't like their behavior, or you don't tell them about it, each approach has its attendant consequences. If you still can't do this, it's okay to take your time. Relationships will not be worth your while if you don't figure this out first. Imagine your partner forgetting your anniversary. How would you feel? But more importantly, what would you do? The list is actually endless. People are not perfect. But then, are you? Unless you learn to embrace people the way they are without looking solely at their faults, you may be lonely for a long time. 6. You are dishonest. Dishonesty is something rather serious. Openness and honesty are some of the qualities people look out for in all their partners. You need to have it or not last long in any relationship. What are you hiding? If you think you have had it worse, think again. Some people are ex-convicts for serious crimes. You have probably never even shoplifted before. Everyone has secrets. Maybe you think lying will protect them, but doing that will only make the people you care about distrust you. Instead, tell them you are not ready to talk about it. Don't tell them your parents are dead because they left you in a foster care. Don't tell them you are from another country because it looks cooler that way. Don't say you have a job somewhere if you are still looking. They could even help you get a recommendation. Just be your awesome self. Trust me, you are enough. 7. You really want a relationship. People who really want a relationship are the exact type of people that shouldn't have one. People who want one are usually most unready. People who want one are usually most unready. They feel that a relationship can somehow change something in their life. Some people can want a relationship because their friends are dated. Some people want a relationship because they think it will give them couple status. It is actually hilarious when you think about the lengths some people will go to pursue happiness. If this is you, breathe. Your life is not over because your boyfriend just dumped you. Anyone who leaves you will regret it because you are an asset. You have to believe that and then pick up the fragments of your self-esteem. Becoming the best version of you is a full-time job. Be yourself first and other things will follow.